Hey fragrance friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if it's the first time you're joining me. My name is Hayley and I review fragrances. So in today's video, I am going to be talking all about clean and fresh fragrances. Now I'm going to be talking about a very specific type of clean and fresh fragrance. Now this is one of my favorite categories, if not my favorite. And I love musk fragrances, so clean, musky fragrances. I also love clean citrus fragrances, but this specific video is going to be about just very fresh, clean smelling fragrances that don't lean too heavy into the musk. They don't lean too heavy into the citrus. They're kind of perfectly in the middle. They smell fresh out of the shower, almost a little bit watery. Now, there are a couple of exceptions, and I will talk through them as I go through the video. But anyway, if you want to smell super clean and fresh, then please keep on watching. So the first fragrance, I'm going to be a little bit of a broken record because I've spoken about it quite a lot recently on here and also on Instagram and TikTok, but I am really loving it. This is Matin de Jade by Infiniment Coty Paris. Now, this is a very energetic, fun, lively fragrance, but it's soft, it's fresh, and it's not too in your face. I've just been reaching for this when I don't know what to wear, and it's become somewhat of a signature scent. Of course, I wear musk therapy all the time still, but this is a close second. I feel like this is going to become one of my most worn of 2025. We shall see. But what does Matin de Jade smell like? So this is, in essence, a ginger and bergamot fragrance. And that ginger is quite sharp, but it's very energetic, very lively. There's this soft, musky background. I almost pick out a green tea note too, but this is very much a bergamot and ginger fragrance. And it just makes me feel fresh out of the shower. And I love wearing it. Love, love, love wearing it. This brand is still a little bit harder to get. They do sell sample sets on their website. If there's anywhere else that sells samples, I will link it down below. But Matin de Jade, if your taste is similar to mine, if you like the sound of a ginger bergamot musky style fragrance that's very clean and fresh, this is the one that you may need to try. I actually sampled this when I was in Paris in Javoy. They do sell this brand in Liberties in London. I'm not sure about the States, but anyway, let's move on to the next fragrance because I could talk about Madame de Jade all day long. So next up is a fragrance that was technically discontinued. However, it is back in different packaging. This is the original packaging. It is from Commodity, and this one is called Rain. It is one of my favorite Commodity fragrances, and when it was discontinued, I was super, super sad, but you can pick this up in their archive collection. Now, this, it doesn't quite smell of rain, and I don't know, depending where you live in the world, rain will smell a little bit different. But I love the smell of when I've walked out of the house, it's been raining the night before, and it's kind of this musky, fresh, aquatic smell mixed with concrete. You probably know what rain smells like in your own country. It's going to be a little bit different for everyone. This is more of a watery interpretation, in my opinion. I get a lemony touch. It's also musky. And again, this smells fresh out of the shower. So not so much like rain to me. Very clean, fresh. There's some light hints of florals. So imagine it's been raining and there's some like florals around. They're a little bit wet still with that rain. That is kind of the vibe I am getting. But this is more of a watery floral take on an aquatic musk. And as I mentioned, you can get it again now in the archive collection from Commodity. The packaging is a little bit different. I think they're in black bottles now. I have two original fragrances from the archive collection. I love both of them. If you want me to do more of a review on this, please let me know. And also, do you have any other favorite fragrances in the Commodity archive collection? Let me know what I need to check out next. Next up, what do I want to do? Okay, I know what I want to do. Again, I talk about this fragrance all of the time. It's another easy reach for me. This is Byredo Bal D'Afrique. Now, I think this is one of the best clean, fresh fragrances on the market. Now, this again is quite citrusy. I get a lot of bergamot, but I also get some vetiver. But in essence, it just smells really clean and fresh. It's not too heavy. It's so easy to wear. And this just makes me think of a cool person, someone dressed really well, cool girl, cool guy, fresh, clean, out of the shower. They smell incredible. I don't massively struggle with longevity of this one. I do get 6 hours. Longevity isn't super important to me. But if longevity is important to you, I have another recommendation that smells very similar to Bal D'Afrique, but just a little bit different. So if you really love Bal D'Afrique, but you don't like the longevity, you may want to check out Contralto by Sospiro. Now, they are very comparable. They definitely smell similar. But what I will say is Contralto is just a stronger version of Bal D'Afrique. To my nose, you may get a different thing, but I just think they smell very, very similar. Let me quickly spray it. Oh, the atomizer is brilliant on this as well. Yeah, a stronger version. Like all of the notes are almost amped up in here. It definitely lasts longer, but they are super, super comparable. So yeah, if you like Bal D'Afrique, but you want something a little bit longer lasting, again, this is just my experience. You may get a different longevity from this one, but Contralto, they smell similar. So I'm going to recommend both of them because I feel like they fit this category really, really well. Next up is MFK 724. Now, when this launched, it didn't receive the best reactions or reception from people because I think MFK is obviously known for Baccarat Rouge. They're known for some other powerhouse fragrances too, like Oud Satin Mood, Grand Soir, etc. So I think people have come to expect a type of scent profile from the brand. And 724 was quite different. This is very fresh, clean, laundry smelling with some light white florals. But if you are a clean fragrance lover, a fresh fragrance lover, if you love musks, if you just like light, airy fragrances, fresh out of the shower fragrances, you will likely love 724. I actually think it's such an underrated gem from the house. The more I wear it, the more I fall in love with it. And I think that is the problem sometimes. We associate brands with having a very specific type of DNA. So when they release something a little bit different, we're disappointed. But like if this fragrance released in, I don't know, a Byredo bottle or Diptyque, or I'm trying to think of another brand that would maybe fit the vibe, I think people would love this. It's just because it was by MFK. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. If you've tried 74, let me know what you think about it. I think it's spectacular. Clean, fresh laundry, light citrus. This one's a little bit heavier on the musk, and smooth white florals. It's a beautiful fragrance. It really is. Next up is a newer fragrance, and this one is from Akro, and it is called Breathe. Now, my husband really loves Breathe. He says it reminds him a little bit of Tokyo, which is where he grew up, and it also reminds him a little bit of Issey fragrances. And I completely understood what he meant when I smelt it. If you've ever tried any Issey fragrances, they have this very familiar, clean, citrusy DNA, fresh out of the shower, easy to wear. And this does have a bit of that. And I think the name Breathe sums this one up really well because it just smells like a breath of fresh air. It really does. It's extremely clean, a little bit citrusy, musky. Yeah, let me read the notes of this because I've actually never looked up the notes of this one. So, sorry if you're hearing lots of noise. I've got this like phone chain and it makes a lot of noise. So, Acro Breathe. Whilst I'm doing this, what do you think about this setup? I did ask in my last video, but I'm curious what you think. Do you think having my fragrances behind me is distracting, or do you like it? I can mix up both and do both setups. It's easy enough, but I just want to know what you prefer. Super, super curious. I think the lighting is maybe a tad bit less harsh here. I might be wrong. Okay, so the notes of Breathe, this makes so much sense. lavender, bergamot, water notes, and musk. That is exactly what you get when you smell this one, truly. It's fresh, it's uplifting. There's not any recommendations of what it smells similar to. Only one at the moment on Fragrantica, and someone is saying Dior Homme Cologne. But yeah, it is very much a freshie. Could lean a tad bit more masculine, and that is just because of the lavender note, and people associate lavender with men's colognes. But I think this is completely unisex. It's that kind of traditionally unisex fragrance. You know, CK1, it was one of the first true unisex marketed fragrances. And I mean in commercial terms when I say first unisex marketed. Of course, it wasn't the first. But yeah, it's kind of like that vibe. Very much anyone can wear this one. Next up, I'm going to talk about one that is fresh and clean, but it is a little bit more prominent. It doesn't quite give that fresh out of the shower feel. It's definitely got a little bit more oomph to it, but I still feel like it fits this category. But it might be for someone who's looking for just something a little bit more in their fresh fragrances. This one is phenomenal. It is Blue Talisman from Ex Nihilo. This was in my best 2024 fragrance releases. I think this is a phenomenal fragrance. In essence, this is a fresh fragrance, but it does have a backbone. The woody notes in here, I think it's got Akigala wood, is very prominent, and it makes this fragrance project. There is an extrait coming out very soon, by the way. If you've tried this and you love it, there's an extrait version coming out soon. But it has this really nice sweetness in the opening, and it's musky too. It's definitely fresh. Now, I would almost say this is the more masculine, not masculine, this is the more unisex lean-in version of Valaya by Parfum de Marly. That is the kind of profile I get from this. I'm going to look up the notes again because, oh, sorry, my chain is so noisy. And I don't really like reading out notes on my channel because it would be very easy for me to just read you the notes. But I like telling you what I get from a fragrance more than just reading you the notes, because you can do that yourself. But I know everyone's different. So this has pear. You definitely get the pear in the opening. Bergamot, mandarin, and ginger. Yep. Orange blossom. Yep. Georgie wood, Akigala wood, amber fix, and musk. Now, Akigala wood, whenever that's used in a fragrance, it really gives a fragrance great projection and great longevity. But it definitely has a backbone and it definitely lasts, but just not necessarily a beast mode type of fragrance. Anyway, I've gone on about this for too long. Well, no, I haven't. I haven't really talked about that long. I'm so scatty. This is definitely fresh pear. I get the ginger, I get the bergamot. It's a little bit spicy, and then you get lots and lots of woods. It's phenomenal. It's almost like, imagine how this smells here, Matin de Jade. I get Matin de Jade in the opening of this, but then you've added lots of woods in the base. It's like, yeah, the woodier version of Matin de Jade. It's no wonder that I love this one. Now, one more fragrance. This is Sacred Water. Now, this fits the list perfectly. It fits the aesthetic perfectly. This is a very mineral, aquatic style fragrance with some light florals. Again, I think this has ginger in it. Something about ginger makes me think of fresh fragrances. There's light florals. I believe there's a seaweed note, which gives it that kind of salty ocean vibe, but it doesn't smell super aquatic, super marine like. Don't let that note put you off. This is very fresh, watery, slightly floral. You've got some citrus, you've got the ginger. It is a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Super fresh, super clean. You could wear this year round. You're going to feel fresh out of the shower. I really love the Harmonist fragrances. They have a specific certain DNA about them. There's a couple that are kind of outliers within that don't have a DNA, but a lot of them have this kind of really fresh, natural feel about them, and I love that about the brand. So I would love to hear, what are your favorite fresh, clean, kind of shower-like fragrances, ones that are uplifting, ones that you can wear every day. Let me know down below. As I mentioned, I will be doing more versions of this video. So I will be doing fresh and clean musks. I will be doing fresh and clean citruses, because I could just talk about fresh, clean fragrances, but everyone has a different view on what that means. Some people, when they think of fresh and clean, they think of citrus. Some people think of musks. So I want to separate it. Plus, this is my category, so I want to do that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been a pleasure, as always. Thank you so much, and goodbye.